Okay, we are back. Just trying something new here for a minute. I want to try just to show you kind of what we were doing last time. So we're working on this project, but just something with cherry picking these these special commits here, where we're giving ourselves some extra help with I don't know, utilities, scripts, whatever you want to do. Maybe some infrastructure help. We should actually have these applicable to all branches that we're working in without having to work off of just trunk, because then we certainly don't want to have important business logic that's not ready being deployed. But we certainly want to try and share some of these helpful things along the way. So I had this, I was marking these little utilities and other things as for cherry pick. And so now I just want to write a small little one-liner script to kind of go through them and and basically create something that's going to be that we can just run, and it'll take all of the cherry pick like commits that are marked for cherry picking and apply them to like a new branch. If I want to start a new branch for a new feature, I kind of want to grab all of these old things that we did in all the other branches in the current sprint at least. The reason I don't need to worry about things that have happened in previous sprints is because a new sprint has pretty much all of the features that have been merged in. So the only caveat which we're going to take account into maybe a second version are features from a previous sprint that that were not released, which means they're not in the start tag of our current release push. So kind of maybe I should draw that out. So I've been also wanting to make more use of the tablet. Since I'm explaining a lot of concepts, I'd like to just be able to draw them. So just I'm going to switch some of my OBS stuff here to basically change the output. I'm using Krita on Linux for drawing. So it's kind of nice. I don't have it really set up that well, but at least the right mouse button on the stylus gives me a little pop-up menu where I can do most things. So let me just see if I can change the sources here so that we can see the drawing tablet kind of pop up in front of what we see currently here. So I have I guess I'll just add another source, and I'll take that input as a window capture, and I'm just gonna say drawing. So this will be drawing. Sorry to bore you. I was just setting up OBS, which has been incredibly good. I should probably have okay, let me just see if this it's popped up on the other screen here. Just want to make sure that you guys not too bored for too long. Okay, select the window to capture. All right. So you got Krita. Good. Krita is done. Capture the cursor. Sure. Use alpha. Yeah. Okay. That looks good. All right. So we got that in here. I'm guessing. Yeah, you can't see me now. So he added the drawing. So I'll just move that down to be kind of behind everything here, at least me. Okay, so yeah, if I have the drawing there, kind of maybe want to have the drawing above certain things, maybe above the window for where's the banner? Okay, this is just trying to organize all this stuff here. So I get the banner, the screen. Oh, I want it just above the screen. Okay, perfect. So if I have it just above the screen and I make it smaller, I kind of don't want it smaller. I guess we kind of just, I still want you to see some of the code behind here as I'm explaining stuff. So if I put it like this and I just trim this down, then I think you should be able to kind of be able to see, you know, just enough. And again, doing your eyes a favor, if you're watching this at night, I'm not going to have a white canvas for the drawing explanations. So I don't know, let me know what you think. If you think this would be a good place to kind of have the overlay. And I think I can quickly switch between these two. If I go to the scenes here, yeah, so I can kind of do that. I kind of don't like this last little edge here showing up. What is that edge? Yeah, see, there's a little gray edge there. I did do the canvas in full screen. I just took the default resolution. So good. And the nice thing is that I can actually see this as a tablet that I can hold in my hand or just on the table. But I generally like to have my monitoring stuff out of the way, so I might have to redo some of the controls here. I generally don't like to have multiple monitors. I try to alt-tab my way through everything. But yeah, now I can actually hold the tablet and with the stylus here and explain things. So like if I do that, you can see, you know, some of these things that I reset the pencil stuff, so size of the pencil can be changed and all that. I really love Krita. It's one of my favorite programs. I do like to draw, and so maybe we can do more of that here. So it does have like finer control, so you can, you know, tap things to. The harder you press, the more it makes a. The larger the depression is in the paper or whatever, or like makes a longer smudge. So yeah, I kind of like that. Tell me if you like the colors or whatever. I guess so. Let's use this kind of to explain quickly what we're doing here. So go back to the pencil here. So in our approach, we start off from a common tag, and so, you know, a feature may propagate along here. And so that's kind of how our history evolves. You have a feature 1, feature 2, and but I think along the way we have some commits here that are, you know, these. I'm using them in yellow because they're different. They have these cherry pickable utilities or whatever, things that are just maybe improvements to the infrastructure or whatever. They're not really business logic things that we have to deliver for our clients, but we want to make sure that we get all those helpful utilities along the way without forcing ourselves to go to something like trunk-based development. So yeah, and yeah, because I want to basically, I mean, if you go back to the time that I was explaining branch per feature, we kind of have features going off of this this tag. Gee, I wonder if there was a history of our colors. Anyway, maybe that's the previous color. We can flip between two. So yeah, and then, you know, so there's other commits on top of this, but these ones here are kind of the ones that we're interested in. These commits, they're for cherry picking. So cherry pick these. I want to do that. So let's say I'm starting like another branch for a feature 3, right? maybe I don't have any commits yet, but I want to kind of have this one start somewhere here. So if I want to grab this particular cherry pick, I want it to go here, and so we would have, you know, this being the yellow one that goes all the way to that. I might have an initial commit or whatever, but I don't care. Usually at the beginning I want that, but I also want to grab the other one too. So I want kind of like these two to be, you know, the copies. Sorry, that one, that's not that one, that's this one here. So I want these to be here. And when we cherry pick something, we notice that if we go back to our code view, we have the committer date and the author date, which are different. So if I do in here, if I add all ancestry path, but I need the format as well to be prettier, and I think it's fuller. Oh, it's pretty fuller. That's what it is. So yeah, author date and committer date, when they're different, like here we have 1220, yeah, 2112, and here we have 2159. You know that this was actually committed to a different branch at this time. That's when I wrote it, but it was cherry picked and put in here in another spot at a different time. So kind of what I want to do is be able to automatically gather all of these different things that we did. So in this case, you know, it's let's just say it's these two here. So these two here, I want to kind of grab and have a script, some sort of a script that I have. I can just run at the beginning of this, and it'll grab all these and just deposit in chronological order all of these different things. So let me know if you're interested in this kind of stuff, because I think it works pretty well for slices, especially at the beginning of projects when you're still working on some of your infrastructure. You kind of want to easily share some things. Once you're kind of mature with your own project, with your own process, and you have good cadence, this is something that you'll rarely ever do. But I realize that so many people are doing this for the first time that you kind of want to have, you know, a good way to kind of, even in the middle of a sprint or a release effort, to more easily share certain things, especially infrastructure or helpful utilities, without forcing yourself down trunk-based development. You kind of want to do the opposite. You want to be on, you know, these individual efforts so that you have the modularity, because you have your event model. It has, you know, these slices where, you know, you have your efforts kind of segregated and things kind of flow through, but you want this isolation. And so you want this modularity for that, because as you do a release candidate, you can kind of say, yeah, I want this, and yeah, I want that, but I don't want that. And so a release candidate can pull in, you know, just these two, and have, you know, some sort of a bridge between them. Maybe it's a fake page that just has a continue button for now, but, you know, next sprint or whatever, you start to implement this particular one here, you'll be able to do that at a later point, and make another release candidate, probably with some other branches too, or sorry, some other slices too, somewhere here. So yeah, anyway, that hopefully that kind of little scribbles explain a little bit better. And if we have more things to explain, I'll hopefully be able to just plunk down a quick diagram for you and scribble that down and explain it. Let me know in the comments and online elsewhere if you find this helpful. So anyway, back to the task at hand. Maybe we'll see how it goes. We'll time box it for like 20 minutes to see if we can actually do this. So we have this thing that where we're basically gathering everything for cherry pick. We didn't do a graph because it'll be sparse. It won't really tell us. But we do need this this fuller so that we can get, or at least a format, right? So yeah, so we can basically say, do the last command, use Control K, use the format option to show committer, commit date, and author date and message. So that should work. Yeah. So date short. Let's see if that's right. So there we have all our stuff. Yeah, I need date and time. So yeah, this actually is almost good, but we don't need this short thing. We do it this way. Okay. I'd rather have a Unix time so we can just compare numbers. I don't know if that is possible. Oops. So Control K. Oh, why do I keep pressing that? So use Linux time instead for date time. I don't know if it'll do it. Will that actually do it? Oh, it does. Okay, so we have the hash, author time. Oh, it's just the small t. So I keep forgetting what these little encodings are for format. I used to play around a lot. It was back in the day. It was kind of fun to make your own one-line log output for like each commit to be one line, and you try to use these little things to encode different parts of a commit to be kind of tailor it. But then it got really tedious if you were trying to use like the decorate feature to show what other references were pointing out a commit. Anyway, I'm sure it's better now, but I don't want to go down that route. What I do want, though, however, is basically treating these things as variables that we can then compare. So we can see that this is like the source commit for this cherry pick because these match, and here they don't, right? So we can start to say, I don't know if I'd rather have this as a bash script or whether I want it as a one-liner. I kind of want it as a one-liner. So we can feed this into read. Well, let's say, oops, yeah, keep doing that. So I press Control W because I'm using Dvorak and it's so close to Control C to break. Just the way, actually, it's not, no, Control K for the K and the C are quite close on Dvorak. So, or W and K are close to on Dvorak, and so if you're too close together, you'll press Control W, which is of course just to kill a window. So that's why I'm doing that. So let's take a look and see how we can do cursor, tell cursor to basically pipe this into for loop in fish to print out the four fields. for fields on separate lines and for echo statements. So that should give us a proper, yeah, so it's doing it all at once, which is kind of cool, but I'm going to escape that and just format it differently, because one of the things that I like about Fish is that you can have really good formatting for having, you know, nested things, etc. So if I do that, I can I think it's Alt Enter. Yeah, Alt Enter this. So so we have these things here and we don't need those, and then Alt Enter and Alt Enter. You can see that it does the indenting for you quite nicely, and all that. So, and of course, if we do this Alt Enter here, it knows that it's an end statement, and it'll just indent it properly. So this is fine, but we can then say make replace the while with a for and subcommand. I'm not sure if it'll lose context that it's in Fish, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, it's kind of doing the wrong thing. Yeah, we don't want that. Control C. So let's escape that. We want to have something of the form. Go up one. We want something of the form of for output in, and then I don't think you need $. I think you can just do that in Fish. Just parentheses. Right, and then if I hit Alt Enter, I can say set kind of like the previous one. You know what? I don't mind this while read. It's reading the line so nicely. I mean, this syntax is quite expressive here. Hash, yeah, ATCT and message. I could just say author time just so it has better time. And committer time. That still works. Okay. So now we can basically say we can pull out the ones that are originals by making sure that author time equals this time. So if I do that and basically say filter out the entries that don't have the same committer time and author time. It should put just an if statement in there, but we may get some craziness. Let's just see. Yeah, see, it's not doing it on one line, so I can do a follow-up. Use sep lines as before when I wrote the command. I don't know if it'll be smart enough. Yeah, Fish shell is really good, but I don't think there's enough training in this to do it. I'd be surprised if it does it. Yeah, it's kind of breaking. So, I mean, at this point, I probably would just edit it in with enough in an actual script, and I could add that to our scripts thing, which we did cd dot scripts 2, and we get test it out here. Although I kind of don't want to leave this repo, so let's just open up file. Yeah, open file, and then in here we want to go home dev, open source, scripts 2, and I don't think I can open a new file directly from here, but obviously it'll be fish utils, but it's just written in fish. I guess in this case what I would do is I would just do bash, and I would just make something here. So I wonder if you can just create a new file here. So let's say cherry pick, and I guess we could make it opinionated. Look at the last start tag, and then make sure that we have that ancestry thing going there like before. So let's do a cherry pick.sh, cherry pick to all, and of course we can make this. Yeah, I want you to make one. What the hell? Why can't I make one? Create new, fine. Fine, empty file. All.sh, okay. So we'll do that, and just go away. Okay. So we have this, and we can do that, and here we can copy this command that we had, where it actually does do some interesting stuff. And we want to get all this output into, I guess, create a temp directory. Create a temp file for output. Get all that commit hashes. Okay, so I kind of don't want it to be. So that stuff's useless. Fine, we'll keep this. I know that what that is. I don't want it. I don't want the excessive commenting on here. I'm gonna run out of space. We want the what do we want? The start tag. Okay, we want to find the start tag. Okay, find the latest start tag. And so start tag get sort v name. Okay, so we have that. Now we can just echo starting tag. All right, and then we can say, in this case, we can say echo cherry picks our temp file. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, so let's just see if that works. Save that. Mod. And we have to go back out, scripts to cherry pick. Yeah, and then that scripts to, and we're in this repo, so we should run it here and see if that does the same thing that we did before. No, that's odd. Oh, I have dot. So dot slash dot scripts to. Oh, cherry pick all .sh. Oh, I did -x. Okay, what an idiot. Okay, I don't know why I was removing executable. Oh, I know what I was doing. I had some fish scripts that I wanted to just use source to run them instead of executing them. So that's plus and scripts too. So that should show up now. Oh yeah, it's cd. I don't want to do that. I want to do dot scripts to. Now it should have, yeah, cherry pick. Okay, so if we do that, it seems to have done it. So starting from tag 3, cherry picks, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good. So now we can say unique cherry picks. Okay. So now filter out the commits that are that don't have the same committer time as the author time. Temp file. Okay, I'm using way more awk. I guess it's fine. And so now we should have a smaller. What the heck happened here? Cherry pick. Okay, so is it alt? How do I move to the? Go to terminal. There's terminal. Forget the shortcuts for this thing. All right. So now, yeah, if we do this ambiguous redirect, well, that's not good. Let's see. Fix that. Oh, temp file 2. Yeah. I kind of don't want the. Do I really want the second temp file? Do I want these in files? I guess it would be kind of easy to find these if it breaks and use them, but maybe I just don't want temp files. Sometimes it's just easier to use files than to store things in variables, but anyway, shouldn't be a problem. Actually, we don't have a lot of entries for this, so let's not use temp files. Use variables. Okay. Let's just see if that works. Okay. I do want to split this though. do that in 2 steps. This should work again. Oh, I deleted the last line here. Okay, good. So we have that. Okay. And so now we want cherry picks. So we want all cherry picks. And here, well, yeah, do that. That's good. And yeah. Oh, it doesn't, yeah. 3 and 4. Are we doing the right thing? So that's 1, 2. Oh yeah, it's off by 1. So 2 and 3. And that should work now. Yes, so we only have 2 in here, which is odd. Which one were those? Which are those? Use custom error pages and fix timestamp property. Yeah, I think that's all we had. So that's interesting. All right. We also want to, I guess we can make this script better by using this kind of like an update. So like if it finds the same message in your current commits, it won't apply that. So that's something for another day. I think we accomplished what we needed today for this little script. And so now I should be able to just apply these cherry picks by doing them in the proper order. So yeah, we see the time. We can sort them by the second column. So now we can basically say sort by the second column, author time. Yeah, that looks good. Let's just see that that works still. Yeah, it did it in the opposite way. So that means we have the earlier ones at the top. That's awesome. And then ask for permission to apply. Prompt the user to continue. Okay, and then here, cherry pick the commits. Yeah, I think that's all we need to do. And yeah, it's doing, yeah, I think that's good. So let's make sure that we commit that to our scripts thing. Let's just go back to scripts to status, and we have that get add. We got all, and yep, git commit, and we want to say that script for getting okay. Script for getting the cherry picks for a new slice. Let's do that. Okay, so push that up. So if you want that script and play with it, go ahead. What is event modeling? Well, go to eventmodeling.org and you'll see the explanation there. But yeah, we'll be doing that right now. So we'll be moving into event modeling right now because we were just updating a script to make our lives easier, going from slice to slice to bring in things that we want for cherry picking. So let's go back to our repo. Let's go look at what we want to. Oh, and we have an example here. That's interesting. So we could do. Oh, what are we were gonna do something with this example branch. I think it was just to test whether we could grab these cherry picks, but might as well just make a real one. So are we actually on the start tag? I think we are. Yeah, start 3. So that's our third sprint that we're doing, and so now we just don't need this example branch. So we'll do a git checkout a new branch, and we can steal the name of something from here, but I don't know yet if we want, oh yeah, which thing we want. So let's take a look at, yeah, which slice do we want first? Let's look at the diagram here. Let's close off all this and just take a look at where we're at. So we're kind of going on to the voting part. We submitted topics, so all these work. I don't know why we have an extra example here, but this is exactly the same thing as this, submitting topics. So these are really kind of done anyway. And we wanted to actually design the voting. So we haven't designed the voting page yet. So let's just copy this square and then bring this to the front. So we don't want current sessions. Oops. How did it do that? That's weird. Oh, it has the previous thing, so you can just keep making the same. That's kind of handy. I don't know, but Draw.io is kind of good in some ways. Did not know that. Very cool. Okay. Which is interesting, because then if I grab all this and I group it, and then I take this and just make another one. Oh, why did it not grab the other thing? Oh, it's not grouped. Okay, but if I group this, so this, group, and now I do this. Oh yeah, so I can just keep going with screen to screen. That's kind of handy. Very neat. Okay, so Draw.io has some redeeming qualities. Not that it was that bad. I think it's got a lot of redeeming qualities. I think it's got an XML format for storing the diagrams, which is fairly easy to understand and navigate. There are also some issues there where it puts an HTML into the content, which is okay. I mean, it gives you more control, but it's, of course, because it's in the XML embedded into the attribute, it's all escaped stuff, so it's kind of tedious to edit, but I'm sure you can find editors to unescape all that stuff and edit HTML and then encode it again. So wait a second, it didn't. Okay, so hold on a second. This is a group. Is it a group? It's not a group. Okay, wait a second. Group. Okay, so we have this. What is that? Oh, I did something else. I think that's weird. So there is a little what did I hold to do that? Okay, there's a mystery here because it's got the center of... Isn't that weird? This one's fine. So how did it get re... Okay, well, I don't know that. There must be a little control here somewhere. What is that? Oh, that's within the group. I see. Okay, so I can move things within the group. Now it's got a bigger grouping thing. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay. I certainly don't know enough about... let's control Z out of this. I wonder how far we can go back. Can I go back before I made this mistake? There, see? At some point... Okay, are these normal shapes now? Okay, they are. So if I align them... get rid of this thing here. Click again on here. Click here, and then shift click. Okay, why is it not... Are these grouped already? They are grouped. Okay, ungroup. Okay, so they're separate. Now, if I snap them like this, does that automatically group them? Okay, that's good. Now, if I do this and then pick this. Ah, okay. So it seems that that arrow is actually referring to only that part of the group, not the whole group. That's too bad. Okay. Well, I was hoping that... Yeah, see... Yeah, ungroup. Lock and unlock. So that's unfortunate. I was hoping that this whole thing is an object. You know, if I found like an arrow here, unfortunately that arrow is only for this. So if I click on this one inside here, see, this one does have this. So I can make another one of these, but it's only the primitives that it does this to, which is too bad. I'm wondering if I can save it as at least a shape or something. Anyway, so many rabbit holes today. Okay, so it's not current sessions. We want to say vote on your sessions. Vote on your favorite sessions. And we're going to go primitive here. You refresh the page to see how the votes are going. Instead, oh yeah, I was going to... Now, what the hell? See, I moved that around as its own thing. Move this around. Okay, that's a group. And there's this like other way you can click on things, and I don't know if you click on it twice, then it moves. Okay, that's the thing. So 2 clicks actually lets you move things within the group. Very odd. Anyway. vote on your favorite sessions. And how do we want to kind of design this? I'm guessing we would have a table of some sort, so we can just steal this one. Paste here. And then what we would do how's that attached to this? What? How did that? Oh. This is very weird. So dropping. Wow. That is part of the group already? Or is it just because it sits on top of it? I can move that. If I do this, I thought it was part of a group. Okay, the grouping thing has me totally baffled in this. That's still moving because it's part of the group. Okay, so I can highlight one thing and move it within the group. And if I click away and then drag, it's grabbing the whole group. Okay, and then this, if I put it on top, then if I move this, interesting. But I guess that doesn't happen if it's not a group. So if I grab another one of these, actually, let's grab a rectangle. So if I have a rectangle, get rid of that one. If I have a rectangle and I just, let's say, take these and put them in here, does that immediately make it part of that? No. Okay. But if I make another rectangle and I put it in here, okay, so that's not it. Okay. But if I make these a group, and then I'm silly enough to drag something on top of it, and then grab, oh, okay, so if the underneath thing is a group, that's kind of handy actually. Okay. So it just automatically grabs everything in it. So you don't have to explicitly group things as long as one of the things is a group. Okay, so that's cool. And because this other thing's a group, and we drag it on here, then when I drag this, it's dragging with this. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. All right. Actually, I don't mind that. I don't want this arrow. Okay, so when we vote for stuff, first of all, the voting is done by these people here. So this swim lane is for the users, the attendees. And in here, vote for your favorite session. So we just need check boxes on the side. I'm guessing, oh, wow, that's really irritating. Let's just make these a little smaller so we can have check boxes. And let's see, do we want, how are we going to show these? So if we have like, okay, we have two talks right now. Maybe just for illustration purposes, if we have, oh, did that stretch the whole thing? That's horrible. Oh, gross. Okay, that's not good. Right, so it's almost like you have to have a sacrifice element grouped in here, or can you treat a single element as a group? No, you can't, of course. Because I don't want this to get stretched out as I change this. So, okay, so basically I have to do ungroup. Move this out. Now I can make this bigger. Now that doesn't make that a problem. Now I can make these groups again. Now this will, oops. So I want to have a vote count at the top here, or in the left-hand side. So yeah, maybe we just make a couple more. I'm just gonna move it out of here to make it a little bit easier to do this. So yeah, I want to have okay, it's grabbing all sorts of things by accident. Have to be careful not to do anything like that. Here, so votes. And I don't know how well these align, but whatever. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so if we have something like this, and then we have like 10, and here we have like 3. That's kind of like a gross way of showing how many votes there are. I still don't know if we want to show that on the same screen. I guess voting it would be good. So let's add another one of these. It's actually an easier, like a faster way to copy things that are kind of aligned. So all I have to do is delete this arrow, and then I think you can click on this and shift left arrow, and yeah, it seems to be using the same unit, so it actually lines up quite nicely. Then he goes interested, right? So okay, good. And yeah, same thing with this. Although actually this is going to be much smaller than this one. We'll copy. Oops, what is that? Z. Okay. Why is it doing that? I wanted to have my choice of things. Okay, that's when it did it. So you'll see why there's event modeling tooling coming out, because this is so much easier if you have something that's opinionated for how to do that. Now the UI part is still going to be a pain in the butt, but I think we can get some basic layouts working on screens. And if we limit the API or what's possible in generating these mockups, I think we can get some auto-generated stuff in quite easily, which will save the typing for us. That's all we're doing about that. So now, gosh, do we have like a checkbox or something? Miscellaneous. Search shapes. Oh, I think that guy will work. Checkbox group. I wonder if these are like customizable. All right. I don't want this to say anything. Can I show it being checked? I'm really confused about this draw.io stuff here. It doesn't have... Oh, wow. Oh, this is really cool. I didn't even know this. Where would you put this? ID. Does that mean if I put percent ID, it would do it? I doubt it. No, of course not. It's only for the properties, right? So this thing doesn't do anything else. You have this text, checkboxes, that. More results. Okay. So where's the unchecked, like the checked version of this? Checkbox off. Where is the checkbox on? It's not in here. Yeah, that's not the same one though, is it? Focused, unfocused. Oh God. So there's that. Yeah, not the best library, is it? So I'm curious whether these things have any edit style. See, it has all this stuff. Yeah, I really don't know enough about draw.io. Okay, well, whatever. I'll just put in a manual check. Okay, whatever. It looks ugly. Wow. Okay, so it's the freeform. Yuck. Yeah, let's change the color of that guy. I want him to be black. Apply. Oh, that's font color. Okay, I want the style. Black. Apply. And fill. I want that as well. Okay, so we got our stupid little checkbox. Zoom in to make sure I have it like kind of centered in there at least. Okay. And then we can copy that. Good. And then this guy we can bring to front. Okay, so this is kind of like what we want to do is, I guess this is the UI that we'll use. Is that all gonna fit in here? Not really. Gotta make this wider, so you gotta remove this, ungroup, grab that. Then I can make this bigger. And so submit votes, I guess. Now the interesting thing is you can take away your own votes and all that, which is fine. I think this would be a good exercise in kind of showing the functionality to kind of see what's changed, because we'll have an image of what the state is on the server side, and then only look for changes for things that were unvoted for or voted for, because you can obviously take away a checkbox if you're not interested in something and save that. Yeah, so let's do that. Continue to vote. We'll just steal this button and paste here. And so here we'll just say save your votes. Save your votes. Or save your or cast, yeah, I don't know. Update your choices, I guess. Okay, so if this is the button we put in here, that's what happens. And then I guess we could have a note in here, which is easy to do. Just add it to the bottom. And you can say refresh the page to see what the current count is. All right, I think that's good enough. That'll do what we want it to do. Oh, how is that part of this still? Is that part of this still? Ungroup. Unbelievable. Okay, whatever. So we have that. That's kind of cool. So now that we have this voting thing, so this is kind of like the layout for voting for topics, but I really wanted to see, I don't want the drag and drop thing here. I don't want to complicate this with extra any JavaScript, although we do have it for the date picker and all that. Like, I don't want to keep things really stupid so that we just can concentrate on event sourcing itself. So, you know, this was kind of designed with the drag and drop in mind, that you can kind of slowly take all the topics that were suggested and slowly place them into the different slots. But I think there's a weird way that we can do it with a form submission, that we could place each talk into a particular time slot in a different way. So let me just grab this initial page here. So the other thing we're going to have to figure out, obviously, is that we're going to have to change something. We're actually going to maybe add one more piece of functionality to when we create the conference. We need to have a token for being able to be an admin and be able to change the schedule and all that. We don't want someone that doesn't have the URL for editing this stuff to change the stuff. So that we can do with another ID that is passed around for administrators for this purpose. And I still want to keep the same. I know it's not very safe to have that in the URL, if they're still sharing their screen, someone can just see what that is. But we're going to assume that they're not that dumb, and after they show the QR code, they're going to go to that admin screen somewhere else. So let's do that just to keep things really simple. And then, of course, this will be a fun project to kind of add all the bells and whistles, all the security, all of the other things that you might want to do. For example, storing things in cookies or some other scheme, hidden fields instead of the URL, so it's not hackable and actually usable. Because, I mean, you could, you know, we'll get to the point where if I'm with friends, I could use this to quickly do something like this. If I'm in a public workshop, then I probably don't. So let's should we get to coding to actually code this guy up so we can vote for topics? I kind of want to get the idea out of what we're going to do here. I'll leave it as a messy thing here, and if you want to look at this drawing, then this design, you can. But anywho, let me see what I can do. So my idea was to take this. Now, of course, okay, see, it's not grouped. Got lots of stuff on there, and I did a pretty good job of organizing this. Actually, I just want to copy it and paste. So I kind of want to have radio buttons. Because that, I think, will work for radio button, that and that. I guess you can grab one of those and one of those just to have here. Now this thing, yeah. So what I was thinking is I want to do the text alignment to the right. Yes, so I can put the radio buttons in place. We could probably select the session over lunch if someone wants to like sit around and talk during lunch. That's kind of neat if you can schedule it, you know, something that's more I guess easy, not as intense, or you don't need a projector, just want to sit around and chat about something. Maybe you want to schedule it for lunch so people can talk about that at lunchtime. So yeah, let's make sure that these are all right aligned, including the lunch. And that way we can, okay, I think those buttons need to be slightly smaller. Oh, that's not good. See, why does that scale with that? It's a horrible design. Okay, I guess I'll have giant buttons in here. Oh, actually, just there's smaller ones here. Let's get rid of those. Too big. Let's grab one of these and these, okay? But why is it disabled? Whatever. Are these better behaved? Nope. Who cares? They're smaller, at least. Okay, so we have this here. Oh, they're not smaller at all. You know what? I think I'm just gonna make white circles. These fancy shapes are more trouble than they're worth. So let me grab a circle here, and we can do the fill. As white. And then the line, we want the thickness to be, well, let's just see what it looks like when we shrink it down. And move it over. And zoom in. Yeah, that looks better. Looks kind of like a button, radio button. Okay, good. So we have that. Oh, and we can just fill them in with black if they're selected. Okay. So we can have that, and oh, okay, yeah. So instead of drag and drop, so see this drag and drop thing, just remove that altogether. And then if we have Control V, I think this lined up so well before because I was doing a grid alignment and just snapping to grids. So this was kind of good for it. Things seem to align really well. They need to be a little bit larger this way. And I think I want that grid help again. Where's the grid? Oh, it's not in here. View here. Grid. And then view. Is there a snap to grid? I think it'll snap now, right? Oh yeah, it's going. Oh, weird. So it sort of is. Oh, I know why. Because I'm not snapped to grid for the whole thing. Right. So. And why did that not move? Why is this here? Good God. Oh, see? So if I grab the whole thing and then snap it to the grid. Then I think this will snap to the grid properly. Yeah, good. Okay, so I just want a little bit more room here for these things. And then these should move over nicely. Yeah, okay, good. And so then I want this up here as well. Okay, good. So that's good. Room 1, room 2. We can play around with the margins on here if we want. But my idea is that we have these. Actually, let's do that. Let's play around with that margin on the style here. Wow, tree folding movable label. I wish I had enough experience with this damn thing. So many good possibilities with Draw.io. I'm actually quite impressed. Okay, spacing there. So we just crank up the spacing on the left. And that gives us a little more room for these voting buttons, right? So these radio buttons. So the reason I want them to be radio buttons because you can't choose 2 rooms and you can't choose 2 time slots and you can't assign more than one thing to one thing. So all these radio buttons actually make sense. You can choose what thing you're going to, what thing you want to place. You can choose where you want to place it. I guess we could make it like we could sense if JavaScript is in there and hide the radio buttons, but then have the JavaScript also select the ones if you click on a square. And then obviously then clicking the button place, it would just move it there. And I mean, you could do drag and drop. You could do a combination of both. So if JavaScript's disabled, this whole thing should still work, right? That's my goal here. like client-side JavaScript. Funny that we're running JavaScript on the server side and no JavaScript on the client. Kind of backwards, but anyway. It's just fun. Remember, this is just for fun to experiment with more core concepts like event sourcing, but we need to have something that, still works for regular stuff. Like the front end still behaves the same way and all of that. But yeah, if anyone else has used Draw.io, and you want to show me some pointers, let's get you in on one of these streams and show me some productivity stuff. Although I don't plan on using Draw.io too much. I do want to have this kind of stuff done in my own front end stuff. Okay, so now let's say we want to, let's get rid of that. And so the workflow that we want is, okay, this is step 1 here. Oh, we're not done yet. We need a button. In fact, we don't really need a grid, although it kind of is. Could also have, okay, let's see. We could also remove things. So, okay, if we made a mistake, we can move them back. But yeah, this is kind of a tedious, but a still functional interface. And I think we could make really good decisions about the defaults. Like, for example, if like, all right, so let's do it now because the default view will have, we can definitely have some of these things pre-selected. It'll be interesting how we do this without JavaScript, whether this actually works as a form thing or not, but yeah. So if we change the fill of this to be black, this means this will be our default. And so when we go to this page for the first time, we'll kind of see this as the default, right? So, and let's move this where it's supposed to be. I don't know why that moved that way, but whatever. So yeah, I need a little bit more room on the right here. These are looking pretty bad. Even these look a little bad here. So text, we want the right to be a little more. These are not as bad. We still want a little bit of room on the right. Okay, good. So that looks a little better. Not a lot, but at least it's a little. So, and I have some weird arrow here. I don't know why it appeared, but okay. So when we work on the schedule, yeah, that's one other thing that I forgot is now we got to move everything from here to here because we want more room for a button. Okay. And now we're going to make sure we grab everything again. And we move this from here to here. Okay. And steal a button from another screen again. Grab that guy. Paste here. And then we can do set or place So this would be place on schedule. Okay, so if you have this selected, this selected, this selected, and you now see, I wish I'd had that arrow working for the whole group, and I would be able just to do that in one kind of click here. So if we press on this, okay, so we have this here already, right? So we're kind of, I will clean this up later, but this is exactly what we want, is this kind of interaction. Yeah, this is what that does. And then this updates the schedule. So that's what we would see here, and place use AI in, yeah, so that, so this, actually I don't want to copy that. So it's really this that then floats to here, right? Actually, it's both. I'll tell you why in a second, but it's actually both that float over, because we actually need two buttons, because we want to put things back to where they were. So we want to move this like that, and copy this, and say remove from schedule. And the remove from schedule button is really about the area here where we have things already scheduled, right? So we have this. So when I click this button, I can remove it back, right? And we can show that later. And of course, these bubble up. So if you want to do it, you know, if you don't care, you know, these things can, you should be able to just kind of, you should be able to just hit the button and schedule everything, because the default is going to give you all of the things that you want. And in fact, you don't even have to have it done in the UI. I mean, just based on knowing what the current state is of the current scheduled items in the time slots and the suggested topics, you could automagically kind of understand what the, you know, chronological order of the suggestions is, and if you want them to kind of have a first come first serve type of thing, you could kind of alternate between room 1 and 2 and just keep filling them out as the sessions go. But of course, that's not like how you probably want these things. You kind of want to have the highest interest things interleaved with, you know, somehow, I don't know what your scheme would be for making a conference, whether you want the least liked sessions to be paired against the most liked sessions, so you kind of guarantee that no one will show up. You kind of don't want to do that. So you kind of want to have, you know, high to mid interest opposed to one another, and then maybe, you know, some, and of course you want to sandwich things in so people don't leave. Like if you put uninteresting things at the end of the conference, everyone will leave. So, you know, there's different ways of doing this. It's kind of an interesting question for conference organizers, how they would do this. You know, what level of interest and overlap of topics and all sorts of things to complicate the scheduling problem even more. That's a famous computer science problem of scheduling school schedules, that there's so many permutations of what everyone's preferences is that you can't, you know, you can't make the perfect schedule for classes. It's sort of the same thing, but now we're throwing in some more variables for, yeah, types of topics and all that, and the popularity, which which I guess works too for courses at a university or college. You definitely have to think about how important it is for certain degrees versus how popular it is, how many kids want to take it. Anyway, interesting. So here we also want the default to be selected. So once we're on this screen, if we hit this as a separate form, so you have this form, and then you have this form. That's going to be interesting to design. I mean, there would be an I'm not sure if that would be an easier way to do it, but yeah, I mean, if you want to, you kind of want to display it graphically, so yeah. I think this kind of shows you how the radio buttons are supposed to work. That, you know, if you click this, this was selected, you know, this room, this time slot was selected, and this session was selected. So when you say place on schedule, that's where that goes. And then the next screen now refreshes with like the next top one selected. But, you know, you could click on this one here and then place it on schedule. So the other thing is that, okay, what's the other default? So, you know, here, obviously that is not, oh, we do want to fill, but we want it with white. So, you know, this next one would be something like this. And here's a, you know, choice for you, whether you want to go to the next room or the next time slot. My guess is that you'd probably want to go to the next time slot. So by default, these are the ones that are shown after you placed your first session here, that, you know, just hitting this button again should just get the next thing into the next slot. Now, do you have enough, you know, there's a question here, do you have enough sessions to fill, you know, in this case, we don't have enough sessions to fill in the whole schedule, the whole grid. So therefore, you probably want to have, you know, the next time slot instead of the next room as the default. However, if you have more suggestions than there are slots, you kind of want to do what I'm doing and just go back and forth between the rooms as you fill out the schedule. So that kind of makes sense. So I think we kind of have a good plan. I will replace all this because I kind of want to still keep the drag and drop way of working, because I think with JavaScript that would kind of be, you know, kind of a fun thing to do as well, just to have these things kind of being, oh, I just plunk this here, but behind the scenes, you know, the requests are coming in to do, you know, the exact same thing. So we can see, you know, the same backend supporting both this. Oops, I hate it when it does that. Where did it go? Yeah. So yeah, with JavaScript enabled, God damn it, this thing just flies around everywhere sometimes. Okay. So yeah, so with JavaScript enabled, you have this thing where there's none of these radio buttons being showed, and you can just drag and drop, you know, your sessions onto the schedule how you please. But if you don't have JavaScript, then, you know, you're forced to use these radio buttons. But to make it kind of easier for you, every time the page refreshes, it kind of auto selects, you know, the box that the next box that should be placed, and the next, obviously the next session in here, and the previous sessions disappear, but they're here. And then I think the same thing could happen with the removing from schedule. You just keep hitting this button and these things will float over back to where they were. So yeah, let me know what you think about this type of thing, and I think we can start to implement that. So let's clean up kind of where we are, because we certainly have kind of finished these other pieces, and I don't know if they're aligning properly. So we have some alignment issues here. I think these were just a little high. I think we moved some things for space concerns. Okay, but I think now this still makes sense. The organizer's view is up here. I'm kind of ignoring this for now because I just want to get through to voting. I know that, let's make sure that we have the progress changed. We kind of know that we have, God, I don't like how these snake around here. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, we finished these, so I'm just going to copy this and move it over to this because that's kind of done. This is just showing the iteration of going around doing the same thing. Just need to align some of these things here. This is just showing how you add more topics. And this is done too. I'm not marking this done. This is the workflow for the organizers. And they're not suggesting topics, so they don't have those buttons. And we already tested that, so this is actually done because an organizer will... That's another thing to test, whether we actually do have this. You know, when organizer finishes and closes our registration, do they go to this screen? I think they do. That's a question that we should answer. But not yet. We gotta. I want to finish something for this voting thing because it looks like a lot of fun. I want to at least get. This is an easier one. At least you just have checkboxes of what's been voted on. And so far I've gotten away without an ID for the topics. We're just using text comparison, which is not ideal, but whatever. Could probably have hashes in there instead of GUIDs for IDs. If we need to get to that level, so at least it's content addressable and we don't have to think of another scheme, and at least knowing the same ID means it's the same topic. Raise another question whether you just store it all as lowercase and then have some rules for how you do capitalization for these titles. Might be not as good because sometimes in titles you don't capitalize the letter A or the. Those things, those prepositions, you don't capitalize. So I don't want to introduce all that. So we'll see how far we get with this. The only reason I'm thinking about that is if somewhere in HTML and all that, you need an ID that's not a string. I don't remember. So anyway, hopefully you're enjoying watching me struggle through the basics of web stuff. I was always on the back end of things, the database side, and event sourcing and all those things. So I didn't really get to work too much with the UI, although I do enjoy it. I like art and all that. That's why I have the tablet and all that stuff. So anyway, let's see if we can do this screen. So voting, I think I'm wondering about the menus, whether they're correct here. We had a different menu for the organizers, I think. Yeah, we had a different menu here, so we could see like setup sessions with it. So in setup, we kind of go through all of these. Yeah, we had all of these sub menus here, and it was kind of like a place in your wizard where you were in terms of setting up your conference. And we did all that in the previous sessions. And so there's a menu and a sub menu, but I think for the participants, it's a simpler interface with no sub menus. Where yeah, you have sessions, voting, and then looking at the schedule. And that's pretty much it. So one thing that's odd here is, why do we have this? Oh, I see. We had a third, a second participant to kind of show the failure of trying to register for a session, for a conference that's already, the registration's closed. So that was for that reason. Other than that, yeah, we have the participant kind of hitting, their first page here with sessions, voting, and schedule. We have a registration. So I guess we'll redo the menus later. For now, I don't know if we want another one for registration where you could possibly change your name, but I don't know. Don't think that's important right now. I just got it all working. And once, that's the beautiful thing about understanding your information flow. Adding features and just adding to the system is much, much easier. You're not kind of gutting the system every time you're doing something. So getting your story straight of getting the information flow once through the system, your changes and updates for future features or other enhancements are pretty easy. So yeah, we did this. Let's just keep going here. Okay, what I do? Oh, I see, wrong button. Okay, so there we go. So this one's done as well. And I think this is done. So I'm just gonna move this here because this is done as well. It's not really a slice, is it though? Because it doesn't have, so we're not gonna bother with that. That's part of a view. Anytime I see a green box or a blue box, that's where I want to have the slice. I can though take this and kind of say that that was as part of that. Okay, so I could say that because we're just, these slices are anchored to each green or blue box. That's kind of how we want to deal with that. All right, so that's done. And of course, by virtue of the other thing being done, that's done as well. And then voting for topics. So voting for topics is continue to voting, and so that's where we want to do that. I sometimes don't bother with these arrows unless I am, where's that attached to? Okay, so now I need to bring that to front. Why is that? Oh, I see. I created it on the wrong thing. So I need to delete that. That's on the wrong layer. Event model. It's weird that it allows you to attach things from different layers. I guess makes sense. Okay, so that's good. So that's kind of like clear. I don't, I'm wondering if there's another color that we could have for just navigation clicks, just to show that this is activated. Because our convention is that if a button is changing something, it's blue. It means it's submitting all the fields that are on the screen. But for navigation, I guess we don't do anything for now. Pardon me. All right. So that's good. So we go to this one, and what do we call this? I guess we'll just call it voting. I think we already made this button go to that, but let's just let's see what kind of so we didn't design the voting system at all. So while we want this to eventually kind of look like this, we have to kind of move it over and show a couple of other screens. I kind of want to show just one screen? Nah, we should move all this over so that we have more room. Okay. Don't need this right now. Don't need this right now. Let's let's move all of this over. Hold down Shift so we're sliding horizontally, and just give ourselves a little bit of room to kind of end up kind of where we want with these. So I'll move these over here. I think we'll do it in like 3 steps, I guess. I don't know. To show what happens. This will be interesting because we kind of have a mix of a snapshot. Like we don't have a button that correlates to adding something. We kind of have like, this is the state, and you change the state to be what you want it to be and then submit that. And then we have to, on the back end, kind of reverse engineer that. And it's totally valid to have an event that says set state to this. And like, yeah, you need to do a diff to understand what's going on. But that's fine because I think it actually, you know, it makes an interesting event. Let's walk through that and just show how that would work. Actually, let's move, because that one's already linked to this previous button click. Let's just make this guy live here. And let's just say we currently don't. Okay, so let's get rid of that little checkbox. Delete. Okay, so that's kind of like what we're presented with. And then you go and I'm gonna make another copy and then move it over here. And I kind of want to show that there's nothing selected when you first go, and then you kind of go from here to here, which is just, you know, showing this. And then to really show, you know what, we should have just used squares. The stupid thing is I'm not going to be able to change, or am I? Actually, I can. Oh, it's got a great, that does have a gradient and all that. Okay, cool, cool. So let's see. If I change this to blue, like some sort of light blue. No, this blue. Did that change our blue? Damn it, cancel. I hope I didn't remember it. Okay, it didn't. There's this blue. Apply. See, it's blue. Good. So if I do this and make it this blue, apply. Good. And then this. Fill and then make it this blue. Good. So it kind of go. Is that too light? How was our blue before? Oh, it was this nice blue. Yeah, yuck. I hate the other one. So let's just copy this. Go back to where we're making these. Yeah, that's a horrible blue. Huh, enter doesn't work. Okay, so that's kind of what we wanted. Oh, that's already there. I should have just clicked on it. Okay, let's do that for that one. It's already there. Apply. Okay. Okay, so they're sort of blue-ish, and we can say that we update our choices, and so that would be, you know, something like this. Paste here. And so it would be a vote. And yeah, I should probably. So the other thing is that's kind of cool if you make an automated tool for event modeling, is that you can increase the timestamps. Of course, I kind of don't want the timestamps in here. Why? It's not really adding much to the to the understanding of the system. Obviously, there's timestamps. It's implied by the timeline. So yeah, unless I'm dissecting some millisecond core information flow on like an auction, I'm probably not wanting to have my event model mimic my code 100%. There's this layer that is really the like, do I care what the timestamp is as I'm doing this conference organization? No, I don't. I don't care that I voted for this topic at exactly this time. I'm really more worried about what came before what, if I close the registration and things like that. So this update your choices will, let me just double check that I'm on the right layer. Yes, I am. Okay, so here we have that. And so in here, I really don't want to. Okay, so vote, and we want to say my reg ID is whatever it is. Oh yeah, see, I should be copying the reg ID throughout this whole thing. So this thing here, right, this needs to live in a whole bunch of places. Right, it needs to be here, and well, I know that it's there because we already did that. But specifically for these things, and this is where we can actually say what URL this thing is. Because we have voting, right? So I'll just call it votes, not voting. So we can make it sit on top, like in an address bar. And here, instead of sessions, just double click on that. We still have the same registration ID. Like, we won't be able to vote if we don't have a registration ID in our URL. Because that's kind of like what identifies us. And so here we'll just have vote. Okay, vote. And that is that. And I guess I don't have to repeat this. I could. My tooling was better, right? This is why we're making. Again, tomorrow there's a huge presentation on another one of these event modeling automation tools. There's so many of them out there. But yeah, there's another one. So yeah, we have the reg ID, which we have as that last thing there. I double click on it and control shift, can I shift select? Shift, no, that doesn't work. Okay, so whatever. Reg ID is that. Control copy. Is this going to be with the formatting? Probably. Oh, yes. Control Shift V. No, won't do it. Whatever. Yeah, I could, on the command line, I could pick the version of the text. I didn't know clipboard entry was multiple entries depending on what the destination is. That's something that we learned here when we were dealing with Draw.io, I think. I had problems with pasting code snippets from VS Code into Draw.io. VS Code actually gives you the HTML version of the code. So it's like, it's got the proper colors like in your IDE. Pretty cool. So yeah, let's make sure that this thing is of the proper color. Control Z. Yeah. So vote, we want the reg ID. We want to, this registration person is saying interests. So let's just call it interests. And then we can do that and that as a collection of things. And then, of course, we have each entry here. So if we had more than one, I mean, let's just do more than one because to show that it's a collection. So, you know, we have both of these here. And so I'm kind of, yeah, it's a throwaway vote in this case. I mean, it would be more interesting if there was more suggestions, but let's just say I want these two, and there's people still submitting more talks. I want these two, so I'm going to vote for both. And of course, I'm not going to have a vote for the other topics yet. So submitting sessions and voting is simultaneous. Like there's no, okay, everyone's got their stuff in. You can vote. I think you can run it that way. Maybe that's an option that we'll do so that people can't vote until all the sessions have been presented. Because usually what you have at this unconference is that people walk up to the front of the main hall or whatever, and they, you know, this generating event models talk that's on here, I would, if I was suggesting that, I would have to walk up and like in 10 seconds or whatever, say like, hey, my name's Adam, I want to talk about generating event models through AI or whatever. And maybe another sentence about why that's important to me or something. And then I would walk off the stage and everyone would know that, hey, that's this guy and he wants to talk about this. And if you're doing this with just sticky notes, large sticky notes, you would kind of have it written out on your sticky note and you'd go put it on one of the walls, and then the organizers would organize them all. So there's a digital version of this. So yeah, and in that case, like people don't really vote until everyone's presented what they want to talk about. But once everyone's presented their card and they know what that is, then they would walk up to that board and they would put a little dot next to the thing that they, or initials or something like that, or their name, depending on how you organize it. And that would be a vote. And so then the organizers will use that as feedback as to what the interesting things are, and make a schedule based on it. So, you know, if there's 2 days or an optional day or something like that, you might have the less voted for but still important to some people things put into extra time slots. That's why I suggested maybe leaving lunch in there as something that, you know, you can have some of those conversations that don't require a large space and all that. So anyway, just some discussion about the format of this whole thing. So let's take a look at the next one here. So I actually don't know, I kind of want to do the update choices and take one away, I guess, because we'll see what that does. But in this case, we have, I can just copy the inside of that and then put it in here. Oh, good. Yeah, because that's not colored text. Like if you color the text inside, like here on this, it's not the background of the actual box. It's the background of the font of the actual text itself. So when you're cutting and pasting it, it'll, or copy pasting it, you will inherit the colors. Here, these are just actual text entries, and the box itself has the background color, not the font. So that's why we're not getting that problem here. Let's put that in here. So we kind of want both. And just make this a little bigger. So just kind of see how that works. And we do have an extra Just zoom in a bit so we can see what we're doing. So yeah, let's just format this a bit better. I don't want those ellipses. Just assume that that's the full name. So this person that's under this registration has these interests. That is their declaration of what they want. And of course that just gets saved as an event, which we show with an arrow, joins to this, and then this of course is voted. And in here we have a background of our favorite yellow. Where's our favorite yellow? Huh. Here's a yellow. We use this one. I don't know if it's one of the things in the grid here. Might be, but just to be safe, I want to make sure I'm using the same one. Okay, so apply that. Okay, so that looks good. The other thing that we need to do here is create one of these. So we need another state view. Paste here, and topic votes, right? So that's what we want, topic votes. And so here we would have a collection of, who voted for, well, registrations voted per each person, right? So these vote counts here. Yeah, see, once you vote for these, this should go up to 11, and this should go up to 4, obviously, right? So that's, once I do update choices, that's what it is. And then we're on to the next part here where, we're making a further change to take something away, but this should be pretty easy. So, okay. What do we do here? So votes, we have date, topic generating, blah, 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 atom type suggestion. So this is kind of like what the names are, but I do want the registration ID in there as well. I don't know why, but I do. I think it's to identify our own interest or not in here, because that would match the registration ID in the URL that this page uses. So that should do the trick for that. I think we don't need anything else. Yeah, I'm also not too, I don't want to be using the can I actually rely on the names being unique? I think so. So we don't actually need the registration ID for this. I don't, do I? Yeah, let's make this kind of brittle on purpose, but it's not really brittle. It is hinging on the fact that we require names to be unique. It does pose a problem when we want to change the name of someone, like someone wants to change their display name. I guess, yeah, that causes some issues. Because now you have a whole history of the previous names. You know what? We're gonna have to solve that later. Actually, it's a good demonstration of how easy it is to back out of bad decisions in event sourcing. So let's make this stupid. Keep going down this route of just using the display names as IDs. And we'll see that creates a problem when we try to do renames. Some of these business rules fall apart because you have you know, certain things being added under a specific name, and you have a problem of reusing a name that's now supposedly is available. Actually, we see this in real life. Someone used to have an ID of something. The ID really isn't deleted, it's there, and so when you try to use that username, it's not available, even though there's no active user that's like that. So yeah, interesting topic about, you know, when you lose information and what happens to the system. So this, you know, this particular thing would be like that. So actually it would be updating this. So we can just hook it up directly. I try to show what the green boxes update directly on the UI. Obviously it's pretty simple in this case. So that's why we usually skip the arrows when we're doing this in real life. I'm not showing the default view of this for now. I think I will later because it's just an empty set. If we were doing any lookups, we'd be more interested in how that would look. But for now we don't. It's another reason I'm not putting the registration ID in here. I think that might require me to do more, but okay, so if I have this and I didn't vote for it, I would probably have, you know, let's just not make it votes. Let's just make it 0 so that it is a default. And therefore we can have a topic votes state view that is empty. No one voted for anything yet. Right, and then here, when we do this, we actually get something for the name, Adam, and then I have my topics here, right? So and then yeah, we can just grab these. That's interesting. I don't even need the, so even on here, I don't need these to be objects. I just need these to be strings. I don't know if that'll work. We'll see what happens. That's all I need, right? I have these topics. Stupid, yeah, squiggly braces should only be used when you want to make an object to collect it together. So mostly for the, you want this part to be as easy to understand by business as possible. And gotta get to dinner soon, so but the good thing is, so interests, topics, you know, we don't want this as interests. I keep adding extra terms, just make this a horrible experience for someone trying to talk about ubiquitous language. So let's do that, and then we can take these and copy them in. Oops. In here. If I just copy the contents of that, I should be able to just paste. Why is that? Name topics, Adam. Okay, that looks good. Name, and then of course I want quotes. And this is topic votes. Topic votes. Okay, so it's empty here. And now, as you can see, the structure of this is really like what the payload is here. So it's a interesting concept in event sourcing as well, when you're faced with like, I'm declaring that this is my list of interests. I don't have to break out an event to be, I'm adding this, I'm adding this, I'm adding this. Um, this is the transactional boundary, was just a declaration of these two things that I'm interested in. What else do we have to correct on here? Yeah, the count here should be 1, and here it should be 1 as well. And that's it. Okay, so now we kind of designed this to sort of show how the information flows through the system. I could have some tests for this, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to now do the state view for this. So I'm going to copy this, paste it, and nope, I shouldn't have done that because I need to change my layer to be the progress layer. Paste it there, then move that over. And then we want to, of course, shrink this a little bit. We want to say that I'm not done. This is now in progress. Okay, and then we want to make sure that, actually I want to cancel that, that's for the text. I want to show this style to be now in this ugly in progress yellow, which is the other yellow. And then of course the same thing with the text. I want to make sure that it's in the in progress state here. Yep. So now we see that, okay, I'm working on this, and we can make a proper, well, let's just push this up so everyone that wants to look at this in the repository, this whole thing will be here. Why is this not up? Okay, there, it's one layer up. So we kind of got some more design going. I'll reorder these. Maybe I'll have the second user that's kind of been the example user for the closed registration in the previous workflow. I'll use that for them having no JavaScript, and they will use this default approach that we'll implement. And then just for fun, as an exercise for you, you can do this nice drag and drop thing if you want. Commit that if you want to the repo. But yeah, for now, we are going to start this new branch, which we will call, it's state view, and it's in Node, and so we're going to call it votes. So yeah, this is a view of our votes, I guess. Yeah. And of course we do that from our start 3 tag, because that's where we start. We are on it. I know I didn't have to do it, but I'm going to. And I'm going to nuke this example branch. All right. So we did that, and now we can do git branch delete, and we can do example, because we don't need that example branch. So now we have this thing, and we want to take all the cherry picks that we had from this. So I think we have cherry pick all in here. So we have this, so fix the timestamp property, and we want to use the custom error pages with dark mode adherence. So let's see if that actually applies. Oh, bad revision. Oh, it's taking the wrong one. Good God. Of course, read dash commit cherry pick. These are, so we have this, yeah. Cherry picks, sort. Okay, so we have them sorted. So we basically need the first column. Edit, use first column. Okay. Will it work? That. Okay. Actually, let's just Control Z that. I don't know how this actually works when you have a read. I haven't done enough bash scripts for that. But let's just echo out what's going on. Why am I not? What is the problem here? Echo? Why are we not suggesting stuff? All right. Weird. Oh, it's got the whole thing. Of course. What's the read R commit? Didn't we have another read here? Pics, blah, blah, blah. Pretty format. Yeah, why is it reading everything? Where's that stupid AWS thing? Oh, the awk thing. Sorry. The awk. That's what we do in here. That sorted them. We never actually... Yeah. It's not very smart, is it? So let's just add it to the thing. Should do its thing. Fix this so it just gets the commit line. That's what I figured. Okay. I think how did Fish have a better version of the read command? Can't I do something like read hash commit auth message? Like in Fish shell. I think that's what it is. Interesting. This works in bash. Okay, well then why did it do it that way? It knew what it was doing. I guess this, when you're highlighting stuff, it loses the context for the rest of the thing if you're doing this inline thing. So it has very small context if you're just highlighting stuff. Yeah, so we have the commit, author time, author message. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, we don't really need these. I mean, whatever. Let's just see if this works. Okay, so we are still good. We didn't do anything. Okay, so yeah, we want to grab those. And why is this causing me issues? Okay. Now we also have to Well, I'm just going to reset the branch if I'm doing this right now. But later on, I want to basically see if we already cherry picked any of this stuff. It'd be tricky to do. All right, fine. I'll humor this. I think it's because we have that single giant file, so this is kind of a cherry pick, which is going to have a problem. Um, huh. Could add a little menu and put numbers next to it to see which one we want to cherry pick. Whatever. At this point, we might as well. Well, it kind of makes me want to make more utilities on the command line instead of scripts. I mean, they'll have scripts behind the scenes, but for fish shell, where you can say, um, you know, publish cherry picks or something, and you tab complete the ones that are available that are not in your current branch, and it'll have the message from that cherry pick as you tab through it. We did it for the events command already, so let's just see what happens. Yeah, let's see how this failed. How is it not? Where's the staged using a previous resolution? Oh, it already staged it. Okay, so this is another stupid thing. Why does, when re does something, the cherry pick still fails? Which is irritating. Yeah, I don't know. I wish there was a or sorry, yeah, a merge. I'm not sure if I can do it. I don't know if Git supports it. If re provides you with the resolution, can it just automatically commit? Just like keep going? This Git's really not letting you to go through kind of automatically merging things when you have the resolutions. So that's interesting. So it's got all these new files, and that's modified, and that modification's there because for app.js because it has a re. So we can just do git cherry pick, and then continue, and it should do it. God damn it! I forgot the no edit. So I could add a whole bunch of autocompletes to fish shell now, or abbreviations to do all this stuff. But now let's run the script again. No, I don't want to continue. I just want to grab this here. And I want to do a git cherry pick and nothing to commit. Ah, fuck. There we go. What could possibly get status? Nothing to commit. Is it because the scripts doesn't exist? But I thought I already added that. Well, whatever. It's very strange. Just curious. Yeah, we had quite a few things. This timestamp property, it skipped some. Okay, anyway, we'll work on that script some other day. Currently we have we only have this use custom error pages with dark mode adherence, which is fine. Like, that's very important. If I have a failure on this page, I don't want to be screamed at by a white page. Also, we should be using that, obviously, for like we need to change the error handling on the other pages to use that. In Express, you kind of have it flowing through. So let's cherry pick some of these other ones manually. Yeah, see, we have this other one for creating event stream without without needing to restart node. That's a good one. We kind of want to have that. I'm surprised that that's not. Oh, I know. Okay, that's a problem. I know why that didn't show up. So we should really be ignoring the committer and author date times and just using the message as the unique identifier. Because why those didn't show up is because I had them on the I created them on the dev branch, and then I nuked them once they were in another home. But that's they won't have the same committer time and committer date. Sorry, author date time and committer date time because they were cherry picked themselves from another part. Which begs the question: do you cherry pick from that, or do you actually just check out? Just apply the changes. So make a patch and apply the patch so that your commit has the same committer date and author date. And that would give you, like, this thing would work. Because generally you don't make those changes on dev and QA, but I think we will going forward. Like, I just kind of want to make a change along with everyone else's changes, all the other features. But I don't want to I know that I'm not going to be getting, that branch is not going to be deployed. So I need to find it a home into a feature that I know is going to be used. If I want it to be used, or put in a whole bunch of other features if I need. So yeah, it has to live outside that. Okay, interesting. So yeah, what I will do is start on the development of the brand of this feature, I guess tomorrow or later on tonight. I might do it tonight. I'll see. Although, yeah, let's just try it. Let's keep adding some of these features here. Let's cherry pick some of these things. So the only thing that we cherry picked right now is the error pages. So we need scripts. How are the times on this? 738, 737, 738. They're all over the place. 740. Scripts for viewing and manipulating the state via events on disk. 737. Yeah. 736. Yes, I want the scripts thing, so I kind of want this. Um, is good cherry pick? No. Good cherry pick, and so yeah, let's do it top to bottom. Okay, good. So that is all our utilities. That's good. Then we have the timestamp fix. So then we do that, and that's good. That's interesting. If I double click on it, oh, fix timestamp property. That's odd. Nothing to commit. Did I pick the wrong one? 14. Fix the timestamp property. That was actually I don't know what that was. Oh, that's that guy. Yeah. Okay, so that's for the unique. Okay, so it's not. I don't know why I did that as a cherry pick. Um, it's to do with a specific feature, so I don't think I should have had that one. Um, no. Um, so we did that. Scripts. We need the event stream without needing to restart. Node. That's a good one. So get cherry pick, and then we want. Yeah, I like that. Good. Okay, this one's good too. That's for the script, so that's good. I think it's kind of bottom up cherry picking for this. That worked, okay. And then events command now will by default not show a timestamp property anywhere in the JSON. Okay, okay, I guess we already had the ignoring the we already were ignoring the timestamp at the top level of the JSON in this events monitoring thing. So let's get cherry pick that guy. Okay, so I think that's all we had. Oh, what is the Okay, so we did have quite a few things. So we fixed the, okay, so we have the fixed timestamp property. Oh, we did have it already, the timestamp property. Maybe that was for the previous, I think it was from a previous sprint. So, okay, there was a reason to cherry pick it because it was already in our start tag. That feature was already finished in the previous sprint. That's why it was made for a cherry pick, because it would work in any branch that we start. Okay, good. So use custom error pages. Got the scripts for viewing events. Not that we needed it because I think it's running on that already. In the current shell. Events command tolerates again. Events now command will. Okay, so I think we have everything. The main part was the dark mode, and obviously this. I think the getting the timestamp thing on the conference ID generator. I think that's where that timestamp fix was necessary, because if we run all the features together, then that one thing that we left out, the timestamp, would have caused us issues. So it didn't cause us issues in the dev and QA branch because that's already merged in there. When we're merging in something else, so we're running all the slices together, they work because that fix is in there. But if I want to work on this particular slice in isolation, I kind of need that. So, okay. So if we're looking at the state view, we notice that we have, oops, what is going on? There we go. Okay. I don't know why it went to a different thing. But anyway, so in here, we know that we have this state view that we need, and we need some fake events that are of this format to show that we have, something like this already in our history, so that the green box shows what we need, and the green box by default should just be empty. And then here we should make this kind of a view. So let's make it create that. So yeah, here we can take a screenshot of what we want it to look like. Like that. And then we want to copy that. And in here, since we're already in that branch, get a brand new JS. Okay, so create this view for voting. And do that with and then of course paste that in. And then we do that with a code base. So it should give us the proper mustache file for it. Do we want? I don't know if I want extra good. The CSS style reference, okay, styles reference the existing CSS for time. Okay, because we have a table for time slots. Existing table styles from the main CSS. Adds checkbox inputs for voting. blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, oh, it's already doing all this? Are you kidding me? Uh, well, let's go for gold. Let's see if it's smart enough to do more by adding the, adding both the slices in and see if it does it. Kind of don't want to do it though. I kind of want to do it slice by slice and treat the state view as separate. So I really don't want this. Yeah, I'd rather code this by hand. I mean, I like the fact that it's doing the mapping properly here. That's really good. Vote cast event. That's okay. I don't like the way it's naming things. It's making some assumptions. Because I didn't give it the picture of the rest of the event model, so I'm not gonna do that. I will take this though. This looks good. So yeah, apply it. Why would it apply it to this file? I'm wondering if the composer would be better. I just want it to be. Nope. Okay. Oh my God. Cancel. Reject all. Okay, this is a little bit crazy. Do we even have anything in the working directory? Shouldn't have anything. Okay, it's clean. Good. Yeah, it's doing way too much. I'd rather have the chat. This is better. Although I'm surprised it's not. How is this applying it to app.js? This is dumb. Why is it going to app.js? It obviously didn't do that, I hope. It's not, nothing's in here. Okay. There is a new version of Cursor. Not sure if they see there's update Cursor, but I haven't done it yet. This is dumb. Code base. I wonder if they have the new Claude. No, they don't. Oh. Oh, interesting. Claude 3.7 Sonnet Thinking. I wonder if that'll make a difference. I didn't know they had 3.7 in here. That's just, wow, that's awesome. So this was literally. Wow. So this is going to be way more exciting. So if this stuff was really good before already with event modeling, this Claude 3.7 is going to be even better. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. So it actually worked better this time. Oh, that's cool. I can't believe that 3.7 thinking is here. I want to say pardon me. Let's see if it looks really ugly if we use the existing CSS. Oh no, it's using the wrong one. Claude Sonnet 3.5. Okay, stop. Stop, stop, stop. Cancel. Shush. I have to do this. Now, why is it not using the best one by default? No, 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 no. Why is it doing this? Okay, it's a little too smart for itself. But it should know from the other routes that this is not, yeah, no JS on the front end. I guess a little too smart. Again, it defaults to this. Maybe that's weird. Sometimes you want them dumber. That's weird. I need to create this mustache without using JavaScript, leveraging existing CSS. Okay, that's much better. But here's how you could add the route. Oh, it's getting better. A little too much. Doing the push event. Oh, it's using a reducer. Interesting. So, okay, this will be very cool. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to use the Sonnet 3.7 and the thinking model and see if we actually define enough stuff, whether it can do a lot more. I'd actually like to see if I could get a plugin into Visual Studio to do the event model creation too. But I kind of want, okay, getting ahead of myself. See if I can use I don't know if I can use Sonnet 3.7 from the command line to automate some of this. Definitely have to finish this application so that we can move on to that AI stuff for this. That's going to be the rest of the year, probably, is exploring how far we can take this. But yeah, I don't want to do this here. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to do this. So apply. And that's our file. So we'll accept it. Okay. And that's voting. And so now app CS. What do we have here? Why is there changes here? What's this for? Oh, that's CS. Okay. I don't want CS. Go away. Did that do anything? Get status. Voting mustache. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna pass it in a, what does it want here? It's got sessions. multi-part sessions. Okay, cool. So if I pass in an empty sessions thing, it should work. And doesn't know about the registration thing here. So there's some cool pre-prompts we could have for this project specifically. So if you have a .cursor file in this repo, we could start to make notes about like how we work and see if that makes a difference. Because I think we can get it to be quite automatic. Yeah, I think it's dinner time, so I think I'll come back to finish this up. We created the mustache file. But since we created the mustache file, let's just see if that's this wrong one. Let's go back to app.js and go to the bottom and up to the last thing, join conference. And yeah, so after the join conference, this is our error handling. So we always add stuff here. And we started to put in the ends of the function names, like so the closing braces, standalone braces don't give enough context. We actually want to have a comment down there to say what it is. So app.get voting. Oh, it knows what the hell. Not that. We want a function called now we should have see the other the latest slices that we made had the registration being passed in. It's almost as if we should have a brand new start tag, start for, because we've changed enough of the way this works. I'm going to stash this and I'm going to just make a start for tag. That way we don't have to worry about any cherry picking anymore. We got enough features in the last sprint, so let's just do a start for tag. So git tag start for, and we always do that from our QA branch. So branch per feature QA. Okay, and then we want to reset this branch on top of there. So git reset. And we want to go to start for. That should be on the latest one. Okay, good. Git status. Why are these deleted? Get log -1. Should we are on QA. Yep. Oh, I don't think we merged in the last stuff. So, so we shouldn't actually have that. So yeah, because that's February 4th. I think we had other things that we merged in just into dev, but not QA. So that's one thing that we forgot to do, I think. So if we're on QA, let's just see git branch no merged. Yeah, see, we have that submit topic, register node. All these things are not. Yeah, registration name, topics node. Yeah, we didn't. That's weird. I think we had some updates to those. So these are just updates, and we never bothered to put them into QA. So let's stash. Actually, we can reapply. We can reapply this, right? Yeah, we can reapply that. So let's just git stash all this. Okay. Now we can do git checkout git checkout BPF QA. Now I can do git branch no merged. Submit topic, registration name for suggestion. That's for the suggestions, and then topics. So we need to I think we need to do this register node first. So yeah, I'm not sure what order they were in. So let's take a look and see. Git merge BPF register, I think. That's good. And then what's left over? Submit top registration name for suggestion. I think we need that next. So git merge. I know it. Git merge, no edit, and then we can go with that. And then we can do topics and then submit topic. So git merge, no edit, topics. Oh, and that's not the correct way. Oh, but it's okay. Automatic merge failed, fix conflicts. Yeah, so git merge reset. Sorry, abort. And so then we have so I think it's a submit topic one that would work. So git merge, no edit. Yeah, I think we did a submit topic first. Yeah. And so now I think that should work. And that's odd. Why is that causing an issue? We got this nasty long thing here. So register ID, blah, blah, blah. Sessions. Okay. So return topics. Submit session. This is registrations. So sessions, do we have other sessions here? No, I don't think we do. So accept both changes. And here's the problem. We have this conference name set. So registration. Which is down here. So this registration has to be moved up. So we need to accept both as well. Just split it for some reason. This is why I really want to have the names of I really want the names of the functions at the end, so it doesn't split things in half like this. It can anchor them properly to one another. So now I need to, yeah, so this is, why is it still highlighted? Yeah. So this is the submit session. And here we have session submitted. And these are the topics. So in fact, submit session and all this for submitting, this needs to be brought in under that other part. And close registration doesn't work because it's all of this. There, okay, so here. So all of this stuff has to go below the registration state view. That's too far. Where's the registration state view? It's just a broken case statement in the middle. There it is. Up, 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 up. There we go. Yeah, this is the one. Here. Okay, so we get rid of that. And then we put that on the bottom here. Yeah, so this is the registration state view. And so that's the registrations. But it wouldn't have topics. Why is there topics in here? Nope, that's incorrect. It mixed it together. Okay, let's reset this. Git merge reset. No, sorry, abort. Let's do that again. So this is supposed to be topics. Resolve in the merge editor. Okay, so let's get rid of the extra stuff and take a look at this way. Really? I want to use this. Accept all changes. Oh, I see. Yeah. So we don't have this, so we want this side. Complete merge. Okay, oh, this is not a conflict. This is just looking at that. So yeah, can I accept this? Is this like, go to def now? Okay. Is there no issues here? Why is it causing me? Okay. So accept. Okay, this is where it has accept incoming. Incoming first. Registration ID or sessions. So accept both sides. Sessions, register. So this thing shouldn't have anything about sessions. Close registration. Registration state view. So this is all registration. Close registration, register. Yeah. This is all about sessions. Custom error handler. That's odd why this, I guess because I didn't do it properly in the, okay, so these are function assert. Yeah, that's all good to function assert. So this one has global error handling. It's odd that the other one doesn't. So I think I did these in the wrong order. Global error handling. So that's got that. How is that different? Why is this error handling different than here? And why is it not split up into two separate things? You got all this code on here. Yeah, this is supposed to have merged more easily. I think I need to get rid of that. Close with conflicts. And I'm going to abort this, and I'm going to see if I can get merge abort and get log dash 3 or 4. And I think I want first parent only, because that's going to tell us all our recent merges here. So this is all today, merge branch topic, whatever. Let's do 5 just to make sure we have evidence that we have some old stuff in here. Yeah, February 4th, right? So today we only have the 3. So sorry, I just actually need the 4. Yeah, so we have these 3 here. Boop, 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 boop. So yeah, we just need to, well, we have a start tag, which is not really a start tag. We're gonna have to move that start tag up once we do these proper merges. But something tells me that the last thing that we did. All right, well, I gotta eat dinner, so I'll be back after to finish this update of the QA branch so we can start a new sprint. There's just too many cool things that we did along the way. All right, thanks for joining, and see you in the Discord.